Hello, everybody. Andrew here, and welcome, one and all, to Molehill Mountain, the podcast, the 272nd episode of said podcast. Pardon me for being a bit disheveled and out of breath, but I went for a walk and I completely misjudged the time and had to run back to the house, or apartment, because this is an apartment. Reposition my stuff. So, I got an email. I'm sure this is important. Oh, it's from Twitter. After reviewing the available information, we want to let you know that this person hasn't broken our safety policies. We know this isn't the answer you're looking for. If this account breaks our policies in the future, we'll notify you. You could block the account. Blah, blah, blah. Here's a summary of what isn't allowed on Twitter. Threatening violence against someone or a group of people. Celebrating or praising violence. Harassing someone or encouraging people to harass someone. Yeah, that's what they were doing, but... Twitter, literally, what is the point of being able to flag harassment and abuse and disinformation if you literally never do anything about it? Now, I don't do a lot of social media, but I do some, and so occasionally I see the bad apples. And, when I see them, I flag them. You've never taken action on any of them. Like, literally, how bad does it have to be? I don't know. If I ran Twitter, and I saw even just, that person's just a big old jerk face. Don't want him on the platform. Matthew, you've been playing the new Pokemon game. Looks terrible. And I don't even like Pokemon. I hope you're enjoying it. It's been a week. Not a great one. It's been an emotionally trying week. I don't know if any of you can relate, but, for some people, not everything goes great. There are really stressful, unpleasant things. And, I've run it headlong into some of them, which is unfortunate. I hope all of you have been able to avoid such folly. And I'm putting medicine on injuries on my forearm, which is what this weird movement is, so I apologize for that. Again, I was out for a walk and misjudged the time. So, today is my birthday, Eve. Yes, my birthday is February 1st. That's next Tuesday. I will be 42 years old. And will I be doing something special to celebrate? Oh yes, Sirree Robert. Yes, I will. Will you fine folk get to participate? Oh yes, Sirree Robert. You will if you so desire. So, let me double check. I think it's one. It doesn't say. At 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesday, February 1st, I will be streaming. It will be my big old 42nd birthday celebration, and you all are invited. There will be cake, carrot cake, the best cake. You don't get any. I'm just going to eat it in front of you, but it will be there, and then it will be here, he says, patting his stomach. Also, I will be doing a live read. It's like a Let's Play, except I'm going to read a book at you, right at your face. Now, we're going to be reading a choose-your-own-adventure book. not an actual choose your own adventure TM, choose your own adventure book, but that kind of a book where you read a passage and it says to do this, skip to page 68, to do this, skip to page 123, right? And I will be polling you, wonderful people, and you'll get to decide what happens on our zombie adventure. Oh, yes, it is a zombie choose your own adventure book. And so let me try this community poll and see if it actually works. Did that do anything? Well, that didn't seem to do anything. That's disappointing. Do I have to actually go on the page?
And you'll get...
Oh, there it is. That's interesting. Go to channel and poll. Oh, it's docked at the very top of my views. Okay. Okay, so that works. All right, so that's how we will do the choose your own adventure stuff. I'll just put a little YouTube poll in the chat. That should work just fine. So that'll be fun. I hope you'll join me to celebrate my 42nd birthday. I will remind you again tomorrow. Oh, Cafe Fox's birthday is on the 27th of February, is it? Or is your birthday 2 days ago? Either way, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday or happy birthday with a bunch of Eves in front of it. So, I think that will be fun. I don't know. It might not. But a couple people seem to think that bacon's overrated. So do I. I think that... I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. I think that bacon is overrated. I don't think bacon is bad. I like it just fine. If you put it in front of me, I'll eat it. But it's nothing I would ever really choose for myself. So. Oops. Hang on, let me fix a thing real quick. Okay. That goes there. That goes there. Let me resize this. Perfect. Okay. Cafes is February 27th. All right. Cool. Cool. So, where's my topic list? I don't have a ton to talk about tonight. Again, it's been an emotional week with stress and drama and hurt feelings and all that life stuff that happens to everybody. Except some really fortunate people, I suppose. You remember last week when Mars Wrigley announced that they had very slightly redesigned their M&M's characters, and no one cared except the few dipshits that you knew would complain about, because just trafficking in outrage is the only thing they can do to get anyone to pay any attention to them. Last week I speculated that Mars Wrigley, the company that owns M&M's, might have done that not for the stated reasons of, it's trying to be more inclusive and make our characters appeal to a broader swath of the populace. But they may have ever so slightly changed their character designs just to get their name in the news for a week or two. Because they knew there'd be a couple dipsticks who were going to go, oh no! They made the anthropomorphic M&M cartoons less sexy. And now my genitals are sad. And I'm so secure in my lameness that I'm going to actually say that on the internet. Momo remembers. Yeah, so that was a thing. I was thinking this week, because I'm a cynical sod, I was thinking maybe it wasn't just a cynical ploy for free clicks. Maybe they got wind that someone was going to find out something they did that was really, really bad, and they wanted to get out in front of it, not by actually, you know, addressing or fixing the problem, but it's like, oh no, they're about to find out that we've been covering up abuse and harassment of our own employees. Quick, change the character's shoes so they'll focus on that. Or, oh no, the Times or someone is about to run stories about our child slave labor camps that mine blood diamonds in some other country. Change the character's shoes. Because that's good. You know, I mean, because if the news is like, well, I mean, we could talk about the blood diamond child slave labor camps. Or new shoes. I certainly hope that's not the case. And I thought of that, and I thought, oh my god, that's so disgustingly cynical. What's wrong with me? But of course, there are many things wrong with me, but that's sadly not one of them, because that's totally something that could actually happen with a lot of the companies we've got. Cafe Fox says, the only thing I noticed was that the shoes have more detail. Yeah, the orange ones' shoes are now tied. They changed the brown one's heels from a stiletto heel to a chunky kitten heel. They changed the green one's go-go boots to flats, essentially the same sneaker type shoes that the rest of the characters are wearing. And their limbs are now more white than kind of Caucasian flesh colored. That's about it. Very slight character redesigns. Of course, it could just be they've slightly updated the character redesigns, which those characters have been tweaked and redesigned many times, even from they've stayed pretty much the same for the last 20 years, but the M&M's characters have been around since like the 50s. I mean, they were cell animated cartoons at first. The designs have changed quite a bit over the decades. So, anyway, my point is, hey, Minnie Mouse has a new suit. Look at that. She got herself a pantsuit. Now you might look at that and say, oh no! Did the internet explode in the desexualization of Minnie Mouse? No. Most people were like, oh, okay. And the people seem to be split into roughly two camps. Oh, that's neat. Or, I don't really care for it. Of course, there were your reactionary dipsticks who were like, how dare you make my genitals sad again? How am I supposed to masturbate at cartoon mice unless they're wearing, what does she wear? Skirt. I mean, Minnie Mouse has like dozens of costumes, but you know, her default outfit is some skirt. But I mean, folks, if Minnie's pants make your genitals sad, you'll be happy to know that Donald Duck still doesn't wear them. Neither does Pluto. Or Chip and Dale. So, you've always got that. Alright? You know, silver lining and whatnot. Also, unlike what these reactionary dipsticks who traffic in outrage because they're so unremarkable, they have literally no way to garner attention otherwise. They've claimed that this is, you know, they've changed Minnie's classic outfit to this, and this is the default character design for Minnie going forward. That is a lie. They're lying because they're liars. You can tell by all the lies that they tell consistently all the time. No, what this is, as you can, I don't know, kind of see it right in the art because it's literally written right next to her. Here, let me make that a little bit bigger. See that? Disneyland Paris. There's a 30 next to it. Yeah. The Disneyland Paris park. This year's its 30th anniversary. So, all of the characters are getting new outfits to celebrate the park's 30th anniversary. This one is one of Minnie's outfits. It's not even the main outfit she'll be wearing for the 30th anniversary. It's just one of them. It's not even the one used in any of the promotional material that I've seen. This is the only art of this pantsuit that I've seen. They just, Disneyland Paris seemed to just think it was really neat, and it was designed by, it's on this slide, Stella McCartney, someone I know very well, had lunch with her yesterday, wonderful person, and very good designer. And having lunch at tele-lunch over Zoom, because, pandemic and stuff. And Stella, of course, wanted to know my reaction to Minnie's pantsuit, because she's a big fan of Video Game Fashion Police, you see. And the only famous person, sidebar, the only famous person I've ever met is, what's her name? Now I'm embarrassed. I think her name is Asia Carrera. I don't know if there's an R roll on her name. It might just be Carrera rather than Carrera or something. Asia Carrera, adult film actor. I was invited for reasons, I don't know why, to a charity auction where outfits that were used in adult film parodies of superhero movies were being auctioned off for charity. So they made an adult Avengers movie and an adult Spider-Man movie and an adult DC movie, and they had a bunch of costumes from those movies that they auctioned off for some charity that I honestly don't remember. One of the people there helping to hawk the goods was Asia Carrera, who a name I knew because we had written about her in Game Politics for some reason. I think she had done some type of gamer-related charity at some point. So, and here's Asia Carrera. I think she was modeling Rogue, because I remember her having a really cool jacket. I think she had Rogue's outfit. She had that cool bomber jacket. I was like, that's a name I know. I've written about her. And so I introduced herself. I introduced myself. Yes, I went over and I introduced her to me. So I introduced myself and say, hey, I'm Andrew from Game Politics. I've written about your the charity thing you did. Just, wanted to say hey. She had no idea who I was. I didn't expect her to. But that is the only famous name person I think I've ever met. Well, except literally every other adult film star that was there that night. Sadly, none of whom I knew. I felt really bad. I'm all for charity, and I still can't remember how the hell I got tickets or why I was invited in the first place, but I was free that night, and why not? Interestingly enough, the Spider-Man costume was screen accurate because it was literally one of the stunt costumes that either someone stole from one of the Raimi Spider-Man films or was auctioned off at some point and was purchased by someone who, however it ended up being used in the adult film parody. And it's seen some wear. No weird stains or anything, but it's clear that the thing was 10 years old at the time, because it was starting to rip at the seams and stuff. But it was clear that it was one of the Spider-Man stunt suits from one of the Raimi films, so that was pretty neat. But yeah, I did feel kind of bad in that I'm here with all of these known names of the adult film industry. I'm like, I have literally no idea who any of these people are, because It's not my area of expertise. I mean, it's weird. You go into someone else's space, and it feels kind of rude to come in unprepared. I mean, it would be like interviewing for a job for a company that you did no research on. It's like, so what makes you want to work for this company? It's like, I don't even know what you do. That's just kind of rude, right? you know. But it was a fun night. Got to see all kinds of cool superhero costumes, and it was fun. What was I talking about? Oh, Minnie Mouse, right? So I know you're all dying to know hey Chicago, what I think of Minnie's pantsuit. I think it's all right. I'm kind of mixed on it. This is going to sound weird coming from someone who dresses like this, but it's a bit too dark. I feel it needs a bit higher contrast, because it's a. Let me get the good out of the way real quick. I think I like the suit. I think it's a smart cut. So I like the design of the actual outfit. The pattern and color isn't quite working for me. I do like that they've kept the polka dot motif from her default outfit consistent with this outfit. I think that's a nice touch. She's still got the bow in her hair. Again, a nice touch. But it's a really dark blue with darker blue or black patterning on it. I feel like the color values somewhere need to be tweaked a bit to give a bit more contrast. I still like the stripes at the cuff and the lining of the blazer with the polka dots elsewhere. Not terribly crazy about how half the bow is polka dots and half the bow is the stripes. I like that both of those design elements are in her bow. I just don't like half of them being on one side and half on the other. It kind of reminds me of okay, we're gonna get a pepperoni and pineapple pizza, but put the pepperoni on one side and relegate the pineapple to the other side, and they shall not mix. It just feels weird. Just mix it up or get two pizzas. So maybe a lighter color on the stripes on her sleeve and pant cuffs and the trim of her blazer could have brightened the color a bit, because it's just kind of a dull blue. Maybe a more vibrant purple on her undershirt. Something. I just feel like I don't mind the predominantly dark color. I just feel like there needs to be more of a contrast between the base color and the pattern. And this coming from a guy who dresses in solid black with no patterning whatsoever. So, should you listen to my fashion advice? No. No, you should not. Chicago. No, this is not Minnie's new look in the sense that they've replaced... This is now her default design. This is just one of her new outfits that she's wearing to celebrate Disneyland Paris's 30th anniversary, which is this year. The entire cast, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, the Chipmunks, all the... Rescue Ray... Chippendale. Chippendale. All those characters are getting brand new outfits. And they're very metallic-y colored. Mickey's is mainly blue. Hers is mainly kind of a pinkish red, but they're a very reflective metallic color. But this says that they're going to have some alternate costumes too. So you'll see this costume and some other. If you look at the Disneyland Paris advertisements, this is not what she's wearing. This is the only image of this that I've seen. I've seen no... I haven't seen the costumed character wearing this. I've only seen this piece of art. And I think it looks pretty smart. I like it. As I said, I think that there needs to be a bit more contrast between the color values of the pattern and the base color. And not crazy about separating the two patterns on the bow. But otherwise, I think it's a pretty cool pantsuit. So, snazzy. All right, let's get rid of that. And now let's once again look at Brian's cat. Duh! 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 So cute. It's like baby Yoda with white fur. Seriously, Brian, if you don't name that little dude Grogu, well, I mean, you name it whatever you want, but still, that is an adorable cat. For those who don't know, that Brian is adopting kitties, and that's one of them. So that's adorable. So, Spider-Man, the Man of Spiders. No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home came out 7 weeks ago. This is its 7th week in the theater. I want to see it, because I'm a big dork who loves superhero movies. So I've been eagerly waiting for my chance to go to the drive-in to see Spider-Man No Way Home, and I haven't yet because, again, for the 7th week in a row, Spider-Man is double featuring with itself. And I am not paying $10 to go to the drive-in to see the same movie twice in a row. Not going to do it. At this point, I have never seen this South Bay Drive-In. I've never seen them do this before. I've seen them double feature the same film before, but usually for an event movie like Spider-Man or The Matrix or whatever, but usually only for its first, maybe second week, then it pairs it up with another film. Spider-Man, no, this is its 7th week in the theater, and it's still double featuring with itself. They must have analytics that say that this is the best way to do it, but they're losing my ticket because at this point I'm going to have to rent the damn thing from a Redbox because it came out in 2021, a couple weeks short of 2022, but still came out in 2021, so I believe contractually it is going to be on Stars, which I don't have. So I'm not going to wait until summer of 2023 to watch it on Disney Plus. I will rent the damn DVD or Blu-ray or something. So, Firelight, hello. South Bay Drive-In. Come on, dudes. Like pair your movies with other movies. Please. Because that's the way I want it. I don't care if everyone else likes it this way. I'm not everyone else. I'm me. And I demand you kowtow to my every whim. Oh well. Cafe Fox, the drive-in is $10. Yes, the price has steadily gone up over the years. A decade ago it was about $7, now it's 10. So for $10, you can go to the drive-in and see 2 movies. Usually, it's 2 different movies. For example, late last year, I saw, for $10, went to the drive-in, paid my $10, parked, and I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife and Venom 2. And then another weekend I went, or actually I went during a weekday, because there's no one there during the weekday. Paid $10, and I saw Eternals and Encanto. So I've been looking forward to seeing, paying $10 to see Spider-Man and something other than Spider-Man. I don't want to pay $10 to see Spider-Man twice in a row. Don't want. Do not want. Chicago says, I don't know if Spider-Man will be coming to Disney Plus. It's a Sony movie. Correct. It will not be coming to Disney Plus at first. I think Disney has first play, second play, whatever the hell that thing's called. So it hits... the contract got renegotiated for 22 and on, but for anything that still came out in 2021, I believe it hits Stars. And I think it plays that for a year or something. And then it can hit like Netflix or Disney. I think Disney actually has it before Netflix. I don't remember. I looked it up once, then I promptly forgot because I went, oh, it's not going to be anything I have access to for a long time. So if Let's see. Firelight says if it's going to be on Stars, I might just get that for the month and cancel. That's right. Yeah, I've done that before. Just sign up for a month free trial, watch everything you want to watch, and then cancel. I actually signed up to DC Universe free trial a year or two ago, specifically so I could watch the Harley Quinn animated show. And then I did not read the fine print properly and accidentally signed up for an entire year of DC Universe, which they then canceled. Does that roll your subscription over to HBO Max? No. No, it doesn't. Those poopy heads. But, yeah, so at this point, it really looks like I'm going to have to just wait till Spider-Man No Way Home comes out on DVD or Blu-ray and just get it from one of the Redbox kiosks. I mean, I think it's hitting one of the VOD services, but I'm not paying $20 to see it. You know, I'll rent it for $1.99 out of the kiosk, sure. I'll watch it on one of the subscription platforms, sure. Not paying $20 for like a 3-day digital rental, no. 7:30. I can yammer. Or maybe it'll pair with something else next week. Who knows? I bet South Bay Drive-In knows. I mean, I guess I could contact the drive-in and say, what's up? But I don't care that much. It's just more kind of amusingly weird than anything else. Although, I guess I've had the big stuff in Spidey No Way Home spoiled. On the other hand, not spoiled so much as confirmed. I mean, everything that's been spoiled is stuff that I expected in the first place, so, you know, would have been nice to have seen it earlier, but Alright. Let's talk about Book of Boba Fett, Episode 5. So last week... Oh, I cut my hair. Did an okay job, too. The back may not look good. I'll never know, because I don't see back there. Pardon me. What was I talking about? Book of Boba Fett. Okay, so last week I talked about Episode 4 possibly spoiling itself. And I mused, can a show even spoil itself? I mean, if it wants to foreshadow or outright state something that's upcoming, I mean, that's its prerogative, right? Well, now that I was a little cagey on it, because I figured, well, some people won't get it, or won't notice, or it won't connect, and so they'll have a nice surprise. Well, now that Episode 5's been out, spoilers, so... Chicago says, Episode 5 is my favorite episode of Boba Fett. The one with no Boba Fett. So, Episode 4 ends with Boba and Fennec sitting on the balcony looking out over the nothing of Tatooine. And she says, hey, Boba, how much money you got? He goes, I got a lot of money. Why? She says, because we need muscle. And a lot of money can get us a lot of muscle. If you know where to look. Which is the theme. I can't mimic it because it's a wind instrument. I can't do it. It's the theme from The Mandalorian. And I'm like, oh... So I want, she goes, we can get muscle if you know where to find it. And it plays the theme from The Mandalorian. I'm like, spoilers! And I thought, is that a spoiler? I mean, can you spoil yourself? Would anyone, how many people actually identified that as the theme of The Mandalorian and went, oh, they mean literally The Mandalorian is going to come back and guest on the show. Neat. I don't know, but my ear caught it immediately. I mean, to me, it was as explicit as if a title card is "The Mandalorian will return in Book of Boba Fett Episode 5 next week, streaming on Disney Plus, which you are currently watching right now because you pay for it." Dee-doo-dee-doo. So, Episode 5, The Return of the Mandalorian, features the return of the Mandalorian and nothing else. It is a completely almost 1 hour episode of The Mandalorian. It is deep in Mandalorian lore that has absolutely nothing to do with the Book of Boba Fett, at least so far. Maybe the stuff that they're introducing will have something to do with the actual Book of Boba Fett narrative in episodes 6 and 7 and 8. I don't know how long this series is. I'm guessing 6 or 7 episodes. Seems to be what most of them are. Chicago says that the missus and he just looked at each other and were, "Yee!" Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, neat. Well, actually, I literally sat there thinking, spoilers? And then I thought, well, that's a dumb thought to have. But, okay, so Cafe, Chicago, everyone recognized that music cue. That's good, I'm glad. It's a fine episode of The Mandalorian, but man, if I hope you are invested in The Mandalorian. I hope you saw episodes or seasons 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, because it's not going to make any damn sense. I mean, it still might be fun, but you're going to be like, who? What? Where? Why? Huh? Where's Boba Fett? There's a lot I like about this episode. Small little tangible details. I love the, what's that species? Rondian, something like that? The Greedo species, right? There's a little kid Greedo. If you remember, the Razor Crest Mandalorian ship blew up at the end of Season 2. So he's taking commercial airliners now, which is pretty great. Because he has to go through security and check all his goddamn weapons in. And he's trying to claim religious exemption for it, and they're like, no, fine. And it's the whole "I've got weapons everywhere" joke where it takes him 15 minutes to get all his weapons off. It's pretty great. And just Mando taking, like Southwest Airlines everywhere is pretty damn funny. I love it. And he's sitting in a chair, and there's some little kid, the Greedo species kid, who's, peering up over the chair, just kind of staring at him. Hi. And he's like, kids. I hate kids. That's great. I love that. Where are we saying here? Firelight says, someone who hasn't seen The Mandalorian would have been completely lost in this episode. Yeah, there are a lot of really specific callbacks to the actual narrative of The Mandalorian. It feels like, I don't know, like they gave up on Boba Fett and they're like, okay, we need to tee up Mandalorian Season 3. It feels really weird. It's not bad. It just feels out of place because everything that they cover relates to The Mandalorian and no doubt will be important in the next season, I'm in America, season of Mandalorian. But so far at least, it may tie in later, but so far nothing they do in this episode has anything to do with Book of Boba Fett. All the stuff with the Darksaber and Mandalore and the creed of the Mandalorians or Bo-Katan or Moff Gideon, none of that stuff has anything at all to do with Book of Boba Fett. Again, at least so far, maybe that stuff's going to cleverly tie in subsequent episodes. Maybe. Is it such a big deal that it doesn't? For someone who's invested in the SWCU, the Star Wars Cinematic Universe, no, it's fine. Go ahead and mix the shows. It's fine. I watch all of it. You ain't throwing me. I'm a big old superhero and sci-fi dork with a steel trap for a brain who remembers all of the really small minutia. So go for it. I eat this stuff up. Arguably a bit languidly paced in a few places, but also the staff he gets from, I just say I remember the minutia and I can't remember her name, but it's the episode where they introduced the live action version of Ahsoka. They melt that down, and she's like, because Beskar is used for armor. Gosh darn it! And he's like, well, I want you to make some armor for my little buddy Grogu, little baby Yoda. And so she does, but she puts it. I mean, whatever she makes, they don't show you yet. They wrap it up in like literally a handkerchief. I mean, it looked like she was making a chainmail something, but it doesn't look like it's even enough for like a hat. I mean, I have no idea what that is or what it could be. Is it an earring? Got plenty of ear. Because if you remember, Baby Yoda has big ears. Chicago says it could be that this episode was to help people who haven't seen the Mando show, Badass Mandalorian with Darksaber as muscle. Sure, but you could have just walked him to the front door and said, hey, I'm the Mandalorian. I got a Darksaber. So they've added this interesting new lore where if you don't know how to use the Darksaber, it just gets heavier. Also, that action sequence in the meat market at the beginning of the episode was really unclear because I had to rewind it 3 times, or I guess modern parlance for streaming would be scrubbed back 2 or 3 times, because it's like, did the Mandalorian just nick himself in the leg with his own Darksaber? Rewind. I think so. I mean, there's a blaster sound going off like at the same time, but let me look at it. I think he nicked himself in the leg with his own Darksaber because he's having trouble wielding it. I think that's what that could have been shot a bit more clearly. Firelight says, I'm thinking chainmail Jedi robe. That would be cute. It would be, but again, it's like in a tiny little handkerchief bundle. I mean, maybe she folded it really, really compactly. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it is genuine. Chicago. I like Chicago's idea. Beskar chain for the throttle knob that Grogu loves. Yes, it's a little chainmail for the ball that he has. That's perfect. I love that. So he takes a commercial airliner back to Tatooine. And there is kind of a thing where he's arguing religious exemption for his weapons. I guess what this means is he's been trying this every time and just failing at. Like, he just tries this every time. Because this can't be his first commercial flight. The design of the Ringworld-esque city that he's on is really neat. Although the day and night cycle is really, really fast. That would be super annoying. So he gets to Tatooine, and he meets up with Amy Sedaris, who has a new ship for him. It's not built yet, but she has a new ship, and it's an old Naboo starfighter. Which is cool, and I like how when they fix it up, it's not the pristine bright yellow. It's grungy and dirty and more with the modern aesthetic of Star Wars. Looks a little cramped, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. And he says, what'd you do with the droid port? And she says, I cored it out, because what are you going to do with it? You're not going to have an astromech droid in there. And I'm thinking, we're going to put Baby Yoda in the droid port. That's Baby Yoda sized. So it's like, okay, Baby Yoda, you're gonna sit in the astromech droid port, and I'm gonna sit in the cockpit, and we're gonna fly to Mandalore or some other place. Ah, this is gonna be so good. And now we have arrived at our new location. Okay, Baby Yoda, let's. Oh, right, droid port. Yeah, there wouldn't be any oxygen in the droid port. Ooh. Whoopsie. But anyway, Fennec shows up at the end of the episode and says, "Hey, come help Boba." And he goes, "Well, first, I gotta see a little friend of mine." So I'm guessing the next episode we're gonna go see Grogu and drop off the chainmail hat or ball sleeve or whatever the hell it is. Put a baby on board sticker on his ship. Great. Oh, I also love the he takes the Naboo starfighter for a at first when you see it deconstructed, when the camera first started to pan over, I was like, is that a Y-wing? And I was like, oh no, that's a Naboo starfighter. And so they build it, and he takes it for a test spin, and he buzzes one of the commercial passenger ships. And I'm sitting here thinking, dude, don't buzz commercial ships like that. That's gotta be illegal, right? And then he immediately gets pulled over by the patrolling X-Wing Space Highway Patrol, which is hilarious. Can you imagine having to be the poor schmucks in the X-Wings? Just I can't imagine they're patrolling the entire circumference of the planet, because it's a lot of space there. But they're probably just hanging out near commercial shipping lanes and passenger lanes, just making sure assholes aren't buzzing commercial airliners. So that's kind of a funny sequence too. It's like, yeah, we blew up the Death Star. The Empire is no more. We're Highway Patrol now. I shot down TIE fighters in the war, and now I'm writing tickets to joyriding dipsticks. So, not an unentertaining episode, not by any means. I enjoyed it just fine, but it still struck me as just narratively just a really odd choice. Because it feels like an episode of The Mandalorian, which it is. Which is fine for me, but it feels out of place as episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett. Not because The Mandalorian is in it, and not even because Boba Fett isn't in it, and neither is Fennec until the very end, but simply because nothing that's happened in the first 4 episodes has any bearing or relevance on anything that happened in episode 5. And nothing that happens in episode 5 has anything to do with anything that's happened in episodes 1 through 4, although, as I've stated, may end up being important in subsequent episodes. Or not. Or maybe it'll have absolutely nothing to do with Book of Boba Fett. It's just, hey, remember all that stuff in episode 5 of Boba Fett? That's going to be really important for the next season of Mandalorian. Okay. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name correctly. I'm very terrible with Korean names. Mainly because I literally do not know the phonic rules for Korean. But Paul, name Lee, as Captain Carson Teva, was my favorite cameo for me, just because I love his show Kim's Convenience. I've heard of Kim's Convenience, didn't realize who's it, but I did recognize the actor as that character who showed up in the previous show. So I've not seen Kim's Convenience, so I've heard the name though. I think it's about a convenience store and a person named Kim. That would be my guess. Get it? Because the person's name is Kim, and they work in a convenience store, so Kim's convenient. Haha. That's my guess. I don't know if I'm right, but that would be my guess. Um, oh, that's interesting. No reply at Amazon.com says, "Oh no, your account has been locked. Click here to verify the account." Well, that's weird. You know what else is weird? What's really weird is the email address. Amazon. I mean, TBCMWVJISFVQLB-NFMSZ-YLNVQIBSXDCHKPR at josephinesisters.org? Amazon, why do you have that email address? That's suspicious. I think this might be a phishing scheme. I think if I click on this verify account button, bad things will happen. I don't know. I don't know if I should risk it. You know what bothers me most about this? Is Yahoo. Yahoo, how can you look at this email address and not immediately send that shit to my spam folder? Yahoo, I am disappointed. Spam. Alright. Yes, the actor from Shang-Chi also comes out and... He's in Shang-Chi? Or do you mean, what's the name of the actor who plays, Shang-Chi? Liu? What is his name? I spelled it wrong. Shang-Chi. Simu Liu. I knew I'd get it eventually once I looked it up on the internet. They're the bracer and you're the pearl glass. There you go, Caleb. I had but one pearl glass, and I gave it to Anton, who made a drink out of it and drank it. And then drank 18 glasses of wine and got very, very sick. Simu Liu from Shang-Chi, also in Kim's Convenience. Okay. So speaking of Korean, I watched Hellbound the other day, did a debut review for that. And today I watched, what just came out yesterday? High School of the Dead. What is the name of it? All of Us Are Dead. So watch the first episode of that, and oh man, I was expecting, 45, maybe 50 some minutes. It's like an hour and 6 minutes. It's just really, I was like, why is I actually thought All of Us Are Dead was a movie. I saw the advertisements, and they're, All of Us Are Dead, zombies, wee, high school. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I looked it up on Netflix, and 12 episodes. I'm like, oh, it's a TV show. Oh, well, hey, I can debut review this then. I also noticed that Peacemaker, the first episode is free on HBO Max. So I'm thinking, I could watch it. I could do a debut review. Because I actually just saw The Suicide Squad, finally, and really enjoyed that. I found it utterly delightful. Sadly, it's, some of the... What you may have heard about The Suicide Squad is, oh, you'll never guess who dies and who lives. And it's like, if you've seen the trailers, you know who lives. If you know how to read trailer footage, you're not going to be surprised by any of the deaths. And I wasn't surprised. Doesn't mean the deaths weren't all fun. They were. But I was not surprised. Oh my gosh, they killed character X! I did not see that coming! Except I watched the trailers for the movie. and that character is not with the core main cast of characters that are in every other shot, so it's pretty clear who dies immediately and who dies eventually. And I was right, and that's always a little disappointing. But otherwise, quite a fun show, and I'm really looking for... I would really love to watch all of the Peacemaker show. I can at least watch episode 1. Or at least I thought I could, but I was trying to... usually the HBO Max stuff shows up on Hulu, but some of it doesn't. So I downloaded the HBO Max app to see if maybe it was just a weird app thing, and then I couldn't log into the app, and I don't know. I hate HBO so much. I hate it almost as much as I hate Hulu. What debut review did I do recently that was mainly just me giving crap to Hulu? I think it was Hit Monkey. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it for tonight. Once again, I would like to... we are doing more a game stream tomorrow, noon Pacific Standard Time. We're going to play more Trails in the Sky, even though we're forced to put Agate in our party, and no one wants that, but that's we don't always get what we want. And my birthday is on Tuesday, and I'm having a special birthday stream. Let me throw a link in the chat real quick. Birthday live stream. There it is. There you go. There's my birthday live stream, so you could... Yes, Vorred! Vorred to you too. Oh God, I hope that's not like a slur or something. Vorred, unless that's a slur or something along those lines. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Tuesday, February 1st. We're going to do a zombie choose your own adventure, where I'll be reading a zombie story to you and polling the audience to see what direction they want the story to go. And I will be eating carrot cake, because carrot cake is the best cake, and it's my birthday, and I deserve it, and you can watch. I mean, if you have your own carrot cake, you can feel free to nom with me. That's perfectly fine. So, that's it for tonight. Got a sneeze coming? Okay. I staved it off. That's it for tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. And one last little look at Baby Yoda. There we go. All right. We're good for tonight. All right. Hope to see y'all tomorrow for some more Trails in the Sky 2nd chapter. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.